Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Mr. Khalil Ahmed, your teacher. You are the students of MA Education, Leadership and Management, and your subject is Educational Measurement and Evaluation. First of all, today we will discuss about the instructional objectives of the lesson that we have to discuss today. Dear students, after completion of this lecture, you will be able to know about assessment. What is assessment? And you will be able to know about the definition of assessment, inshallah. You will be also able to understand about important steps of assessment in this lecture. You will also comprehend about evaluation, and in the same way you will be able to analyze different principles of evaluation. In this lecture you will know about accountability, and you will be also able to understand about the role of measurement and assessment. Dear students, let us start our lecture formally. Before this, we were discussing about the instructional objectives of this lesson. Now we start from assessment. As you can see on the slide, assessment. Dear student, assessment is process of obtaining, measuring and documenting information regarding the performance of students. In assessment, teacher obtain information, measure that information, and then document that information. And these informations are regarding the performance of the students. So assessment is a whole process in which the teacher obtain, measure and document information of the students that are regarding the performance of the students. In the same way, you can see the term assessment refers to the wide variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure and document the academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisitions or educational need of the students. So assessment is a broader term and it refers to the wide variety of methods. There are different methods, there are variety of methods, there are a lot of methods and tools that teacher can use to evaluate or measure the performance of the students, the readiness of the students, the learning progress of the students, the learning skills of the students can be measured, and this process is called assessment. In assessment, there are different tools and different methods teacher can use to measure the performance of the students. The students, in the same way, assessment is the systematic process of collecting, analyzing and interpreting of students' academic data to know what extent students have achieved educational objectives. Actually, dear students, when teacher complete his or her teaching, teacher want to know to what extent students have achieved education objectives. For this process, assessment is a systematic process. And in this process, the teacher collect. After collecting, teacher analyze. And after analyzing, teacher interpret of students' academic information. In this way, the teacher is able to know what extent students have achieved educational objectives. Because first of all, teacher have education objectives, then teacher teach the class, deliver the content to the students, and at the end, teacher want to assess to what extent students have achieved educational objectives, and this process is called assessment. Dear students, today we are discussing about the assessment. In an educational perspective, assessment is the process of describing, collecting, recording, scoring, and interpreting information about learning. So in educational point of view, assessment is the process of describing, collecting, recording, and scoring, and then interpreting information about learning. First of all, teacher collect and then keep in the record and then score that test and then interpret all those information to the students that you have learned this. So assessment is knowing what students know. Actually, in assessment process, we want to know what students know. This is a very short sentence to understand about the simply assessment. Assessment is knowing what students know. Through assessment, teacher want to know what students know. Okay, are you with me, students? Shabash. Thank you. In this slide, we will discuss about the assessment steps. As assessment is very important process, so there are different steps. Then we have to follow these steps when we have to complete assessment process. First of all, develop learning objectives. First of all, we have to develop learning objectives. What are the learning objectives? Because keeping in view learning objectives, we have to teach to the students, we have to deliver content to the students, and according to learning objectives, we have to assess to the students whether we have achieved learning objectives or not, or to what extent we have achieved learning objectives. So first of all, in first steps of assessment, we have to develop learning objectives. These are our learning objectives. In second step, check for alignment between the course and the objectives. So in second step, you have to prepare alignment. You have to check alignment, whether there is alignment between the course and objectives. Is there any attachment, alignment, proportion, link between the objectives and the content that you have to deliver to the students? Have you delivered the content to the students according to your objectives? Next, develop an assessment plan. Then you have to develop an assessment plan, and when you develop assessment plan, this will be the third step. After that, you have to collect assessment data. No doubt, assessment data is important. You will collect assessment data, and then you will analyze that data, you will mark that data, and after that, in next step, you will use result to improve the program. Because in assessment, we gain a result, and then those results we use to improve the program. So, in last step, regularly examine the assessment process and correct as needed. Dear students, these are steps of assessment. When we have to conduct assessment, easily we can use these steps. Okay. Today in our this lecture, we have also discussed about the evaluation. Evaluation means to judge someone's performance. This is important sentence, dear students. You have to underline this sentence. Evaluation means to judge someone's performance, correct and rightly. This first sentence is very important to understand the evaluation. Evaluation means to judge someone's performance, correct and rightly. In evaluation, we judge some student's performance correctly and rightly. The term evaluation is closely related to the measurement. It is more inclusive than the term measurement. It is more inclusive than the term measurement. Evaluation is a very important part in the educational system. Dear students, evaluation is a very important part in our educational system. Due to evaluation, the teacher as well as students come to know about the actual position or performance of instruction process. So it is very important because with the help of evaluation, the teacher as well as students come to know about the actual position or performance of the instructional process. In instruction process, teacher, on the other hand, students want to know the performance of instruction process, and evaluation have a great importance. With the help of evaluation, we are able to know about the performance of instructional process. Evaluation provide feedback to improve the deficiencies of the teachers in the whole learning process. So, evaluation provide feedback to improve the deficiencies of the learners. It is very important. In evaluation process, we get feedback, and on the behalf of that feedback, we are able to improve deficiencies of learners. If we do not evaluate the performance of students, then we are not able to improve deficiencies of the learners in the whole learning process. So this is the evaluation. In evaluation, we judge the performance of the students, and then we are able to get feedback. We are able to provide feedback to improve the deficiencies of the learners. So it is a very important process in educational process. Next, there is a definition according to Norm E and Robert L. Evaluation is a systematic process. Evaluation is not a simple, but it is very systematic process. In this systematic process, we collect, analyze, and interpret information. Three things we do. First of all, collect, then we analyze, and after this we interpret information. Why we do all these things? Actually, to determine the extent to which the pupils are achieving instruction objectives. So this is the purpose. For this purpose, we collect, we analyze, we interpret information, and want to determine the extent which the pupils are achieving instruction objectives. In Urdu, you can say that evaluation जो है वो एक सिस्टमैटिक प्रोसेस है, और इस प्रोसेस में हम स्टूडेंट्स की परफॉर्मेंस से रिलेटेड जो मालूमात हैं वो कलेक्ट करते हैं, कलेक्ट करने के बाद उनको एनालाइज करते हैं, एनालाइज करने के बाद उनको इंटरप्रेट कर देते हैं ताकि ये जान सकें कि इंस्ट्रक्शन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स किस हद तक स्टूडेंट्स ने अचीव कर लिए हैं। इन द सेम वे, evaluation includes the both quantitative and qualitative description along with the value judgment. This is also important. Dear students, evaluation includes both quantitative and qualitative description along with the value judgment. Both type of informations are included in evaluation. Quantitative evaluation and quantitative informations and qualitative information. It describe qualitative information regarding student performance. It also describe quantitative information regarding student performance along with value judgment, and it also provide value judgment to those performance, whether those are quantitative information regarding student performance, whether those are qualitative information regarding students' performance. So evaluation also provides value judgment to those performance. So evaluation adds value judgment to describe the quality of data regarding students' performance. So in evaluation, we also provide value judgment to the students' information, to the information of students' performance, such that sometimes we say on the behalf of evaluation, very good, shabash. Sometimes we say good, sometimes we say pass, etc. This type of remarks we use, and when we use these types of remarks after proper evaluation, and we collect quantitative data regarding student performance, we collect qualitative data regarding student performance, and then we analyze, we interpret, we collect that data, and then we give the value to that data. And when we give value judgment, this process is called evaluation. Dear students, I hope you are understanding about these terms. When we have to conduct evaluation, then we have to follow some important principles. There are some principles of evaluation. As evaluation is a systematic process, it must be carried out. Effective techniques and principles which are as. There are some principles of evaluation, and we have to follow these principles when we have to conduct evaluation. These are very important principles. First principle is that it must be clearly stated what is to be evaluated. When you have to evaluate the performance of students, then the evaluator must clearly state what is to be evaluated, because students should be prepared about that evaluation. So this is the first principle, and it should be clearly stated what is to be evaluated. After that, a variety of evaluation techniques should be used for comprehensive evaluation. When you have to conduct evaluation, you should use different techniques, variety of techniques and tools and measures to evaluate the students' performance. There are different techniques, there are different tools, there are different measures, there are different tests that teacher or evaluator can use to evaluate the students' performance. So variety of techniques is important. Sometimes we use MCQ test, sometimes we can use fill in the blanks type test, sometimes we use true false test, sometimes we use essay type test. So variety of techniques, different techniques we have to use when we have to evaluate the student's performance. This is the second principle of evaluation. The next principle of evaluation is an evaluator should know the limitation of different evaluation techniques. This is also important. There are different limitations of different evaluation techniques. Different techniques we can use at different times, for different subjects, for different students. Each and every technique can't be used on each and every situation. So there are different limitations, and the evaluator should know the limitations of different evaluation techniques. This is also a principle of evaluation. So the evaluator should know this is proper technique to evaluate the students, and this is not proper technique to evaluate the students at this situation. So all these things the evaluator should know. This is the principles of evaluation. In the same way, the techniques of evaluation must be appropriate and valid, as you can use different techniques to evaluate the student's performance. The techniques of evaluation that you have to use, that should be appropriate regarding student's strength, appropriate regarding the subject, appropriate regarding the classroom situation. So different things the teacher have to keep in mind, and then the teacher have to select an appropriate technique to evaluate the performance of the students, and that technique should be valid. And in last principles of evaluation, dear students, evaluation must provide the value judgment of performance. When we have to conduct evaluation, we have to provide value to the judgment that the evaluator done after the evaluation. Then that evaluator should provide value to that judgment. What is the position? Remarks in numbers, and in remarks the evaluator should provide value to that judgment, so that the students are able to understand clearly what is their positions and to what extent they have achieved objectives, where there are any mistakes that they have to improve. So the teacher or evaluator should provide value judgment to the performance. Okay students, we are discussing different terms in this lecture, and the term that we have discussed here today now, that is the accountability. What is accountability? This is also important. Accountability, actually, the responsibility of an individual or organization to justification or explanation for its activities, accept answerability for them, and to disclose the results in transparent manner. This is accountability. Actually, this is a responsibility of an individual. It may be for an organization. What is responsibility? Responsibility to justification for its activities. These are my activities. These are my responsibilities. These are my duties. And then accept answerability for them. The duties that I have to perform I am answerable about that duties and accept answerability for them, and to disclose the results in the transparent manner. And the results of my responsibilities and results of my duties and results of my tasks, when we disclose that result in transparent manner, this is accountability. Actually, responsibility of individuals or an organization to justification for its activities, accept answerability for them, and to disclose the results in a transparent manner. This is accountability. There is another definitions about accountability. Accountability is an assurance or guarantee that an individual or an organization will be evaluated on their performance or behavior related to something for which they are responsible. They will be evaluated of their performance related to something for which they are responsible. They are answerable and they will be evaluated for the task they have to complete. So this is accountability. Actually, they are responsible about their task. There are another explanation and description about the accountability. Accountability, on the other hand, means that the employee is held responsible for successfully completing the task. Responsible for successfully completing the task. And if not, they will have to at least explain why they fail to do so. I think you will understand here. Accountability, on the other hand, means that the employee is held responsible for successfully completing the task that is allocated to that person that is responsible for successfully completing that task. And if not, they will have to at least explain why they fail to do so. This is accountability. And the last, accountability involves being answerable to all an organization's stakeholders for all actions and results. This is also accountability. Answerability, actually this is answerability. In accountability, the employee, the workers are answerable to the organizations or to all stakeholders of that organizations about the actions and results they have performed. When they are answerable about their results, about their actions, and this answerability is accountability. Okay, dear students, now we have to start role of measurement and assessment in teaching. Measurement and assessment is very important process, and the role of measurement and assessment is also very important in teaching and the learning process. Teaching is a very important process to impart education to the students. Actually, in teaching, the teacher impart education to the students. The teacher transfer knowledge to the students. The teacher deliver knowledge to the students. So assessment and measurement deals with how well the students are learning and how well the teacher is teaching. So assessment and measurement deals with how well the students are learning and how well the teacher is teaching. Both things we know how well students are learning and how well teacher is teaching. All these things are done in measurement and assessment, and this is the role of measurement and assessment. In the same way, assessment and measurement process helps in assessing the learner's needs. In teaching learning process, it is very much necessary to know the needs of the learners. The instructor must know the knowledge and skills to be learned by the students. Assessment helps to know whether the students possesses required knowledge and skills to continue the instruction. So this is the role of assessment and measurement. In teaching learning process, it is very much necessary to know the needs of the learners. Through measurement and assessment, the teacher are able to know the needs of the learners. When the teachers are able to know the needs of the learner, then teachers are able to provide proper feedback to the students, and teachers are able to provide appropriate knowledge and skills to the students, and teachers are able to know this type of knowledge, this type of skill they have learned, and to what extent they have learned. So in assessment process, teacher help to know whether the students possesses required knowledge and skills or not. All these things teachers know when they assess or measure to the students. So this is the role of assessment and measurement, because it helps assessing the learner's needs. So when the teachers are able to know the learner's need, then teachers are able to provide proper knowledge to the students. Dear students, we are discussing about the role of measurement and assessment. Assessment and measurement helps in providing feedback to the students. Dear students, it is the role of assessment and measurement that it provides feedback to the student. That is a very important role of assessment. In assessment process, helps the teacher to know the learning difficulties of the students. So this process helps teacher to know the learning difficulties of the students. If teachers are able to know learning difficulties of the students, in this way, teacher is able to remove the difficulties of the students. And students also able to improve their deficiencies. So this is very important process. Assessment and measurement helps in providing feedback to the students. In this process, the teacher know about the learning difficulties of the students, and in this way, the teacher are able to remove that learning difficulties, and students can be able to improve that deficiencies. So this is very important role of measurement and assessment. If you do not conduct assessment and measurement, then teacher can't be able to know what are the learning difficulties that are facing by the students. Students are not be able to know these are deficiencies and how they will improve their deficiencies. So this is very important role of measurement and assessment. Teacher, students are able to know and they can improve their teaching and learning process. Assessment and measurement helps in preparing program material. On the behalf of assessment and measurement, teachers are able to prepare program material. When teacher properly assess to the students, when teacher properly measure to the students, teachers know these are efficiencies of students, there are deficiencies of the students, these are mistakes of the students. So keeping in view all these things, the teacher have to prepare their material for their further teaching. So it is very important role of assessment and measurement, because teacher can able to prepare teaching material and the material that the teacher have to deliver to the students, and teacher are able to know these are deficiencies, these are mistakes, and this type of material is very important for the students so that they can improve their deficiencies and mistakes. We are discussing about the role of assessment and measurement. So assessment and measurement helps in reporting pupils' progress to parents. This is a very important role. A systematic assessment procedure provides a comprehensive picture of each pupil's progress. Very good. When we assess, when we measure through this procedure, through this process, we get comprehensive picture of each pupil's progress. This comprehensive nature of the assessment process helps the teacher to report the pupils to the parents. When we get proper pictures about the performance of the students, then we are able to show that picture to the parents of the students. This type of information about the pupil provides the foundations for most effective cooperation between parents and teachers. And in this way, parents and teachers cooperate with each other and they build up educational process. Teacher also try to improve students' deficiencies. On the other hand, parents also try to coach their children properly. So this is very important role of my assessment and measurement, because on the behalf of assessment and measurement, the teachers are able to report about the performance of the students to their parents. If teachers do not conduct assessment and measurement, then teachers are not able to provide proper and actual report about the performance of the students to the parents. So this is a very important role of assessment and measurement. There is another role of assessment and measurement data. Assessment and measurement data are very much useful in guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling is important part in teaching learning process. So assessment and measurement record is very much necessary for educational, vocational and personal guidance. So there are different types of guidance that teacher have to provide to the students. On the behalf of assessment and measurement, teachers are able to provide educational guidance, vocational guidance and personal guidance to the students. If teacher do not conduct assessment and measurement, then teachers are not able to know about the students' position, situation, performance, and teachers are not able to guide properly to the students. So this is important role of assessment, because on the behalf of assessment and measurement, teachers are able to provide proper guidance and counseling to the students. In order to assist the pupils to solve their problems in the educational, vocational and personal fields, of the counselor must have a proper knowledge of the pupil's abilities, interests, attitudes and other personal characteristics. If teacher wants to provide proper guidance to the students, then the teacher should know about the personal fields, about the abilities of the pupils, about the proper knowledge of the teacher students, about the proper interest, about the proper attitudes. All these things teacher will know if teacher properly assess and measure the students. So on the behalf of assessment and measurement, teachers are able to provide proper guidance and counseling to the students. This is a very important role of assessment and measurement. So students, we are discussing about the role of measurement and assessment. There are different roles of assessment and measurement. Some more role of assessment and measurement are as assessment and measurement plays an important role to motivate students learning. Very good. It is an important role of assessment. On the behalf of assessment and measurement, students get motivation. When students are able to know these are their marks, these are their positions, they get motivation and they try to get more and more. And the students who have their deficiencies, they try to improve their deficiencies. So in this way, through assessment and measurement, they get motivation. This is important role of assessment and measurement. In the same way, there is another role of assessment and measurement. Assessment and measurement provide opportunity to remove mistakes in learning process. Very good. On the behalf of assessment and measurement, we can improve our mistakes. Students can improve their mistakes. It is opportunity. It provides opportunity to remove mistakes in learning process. It provides, I think, it provides opportunity to teachers as well as to the students. Teachers can improve his or her teaching, and students can improve their mistakes. So it is a very important role. In the same way, there is another role of assessment and measurement. Assessment and measurement serve as diagnostic tool. It works just like a diagnostic tool. Through diagnostic tool, we want to diagnose problems. With help of assessment and measurement, we can diagnose different difficulties, different problems, different mistakes, different deficiencies of the students. And on the other hand, teachers also able to know the problems of teaching. So assessment and measurement serve as a diagnostic tool. This is very important role of assessment and measurement. If we do not conduct assessment and measurement, then we are not able to know all these things and how we will improve our teaching and how the students will improve their learning. So assessment and measurement is important to make decisions about the performance of the students. This is very important role. On the behalf of assessment and measurement, the teacher, the evaluator have to make decisions about the performance of the students. Without assessment and measurement, teachers are not able to make decisions about the performance of the students. Who are the students who are able to promote in next class? Who are the students who required some help? Who are the students who stood first in the class? What is the position of this student? What is the position of this student? So all these things can be done with help of assessment and measurement. So assessment and measurement have an important role to make decisions about the performance of students. And in the same way, it works as performance indicator for teachers, students, and institutions. So it is a performance indicator. Yeah? Assessment and measurement is a performance indicator for the teachers, for the student, and for the institution. This is a very important indicator. On the behalf of this indicator, on the behalf of assessment and measurement, we can check the performance of the teacher. On the behalf of assessment and measurement, we can check the performance of the students. On the behalf of assessment and measurement, we are able to check the performance of the institution. So this is very important indicator for the teacher, for the students, and for the institution. So dear students, this was our lecture that we discussed here. First of all, we discussed the learning objectives. After that, keeping in view all those things one by one. We discussed different terms, different things. I hope you have understand all these things, and you have to reread carefully all these slides. You have to underline important key points, important terms, and then you have to keep in mind all these things. I hope you will prepare this lecture very well. Inshallah, my prayers are with you, or inshallah you will complete in your life. So now Allah Hafiz, and we will try our best to teach you, and inshallah you will learn a lot of things. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz by Khalil Ahmed, Assistant Professor of Education. Thank you very much.